Hi again. This continues from the previous screencast about stage 2 of our curriculum map development, and this is about the evidence of learning. And this is the product that we created from that particular screenshot. This is the worksheet for our performance tasks, which follows the GRASPS model, and it has the 6 facets of understanding. And right now, as of this time, these 5 are optional, which integrates the 5 dispositions for the learning styles. Okay, so let's begin. This screencast is about seeing the big picture, how your work from the worksheet is going to transfer to the template, and why we need the worksheet in the first place. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to that particular document which already has the finished product, and this is the template for our curriculum maps. So there are 3 columns. You have the code, you have the evaluative criteria, and then you have the details of the actual tasks or other evidences. Okay, so first, these 3 right here, this is the summary of all the assessments for stage 2. We're gonna go back to them a little bit later, because what I did is I did this last because it's a summary. Okay, I'm going to scroll down, and if you notice, there's the performance task. Okay, where did I get that? I got that from the worksheet. This is in the GRASPS model. So notice how it was stated. Okay, now when I go to the actual template, it's going to be stated in paragraph form. So that's how it's stated in the template. We're not going to put the GRASPS model in the template. If you want, you can put in parentheses the different elements of the model, but you don't have to. I placed it there just as an example. Okay, and then if you notice on the first column, what is this for? See where it says code, are all desired learning results appropriately assessed? So here is all transfer goals and all content and MP standards from stage 1. Okay, and what I didn't put here, and I'm going to include that later, are the different essential questions and understandings. Now, where do you get that? You get that from the worksheet. These are all the standards, including the MP standards, transfer goals, and these are the essential questions. Okay, that's where you're going to put it. Now, the second column is what kind of criteria. This is a big hint towards the rubrics. So where did I get this? Where did I get clear explanation, accurate, well argued? I got it from the standard element. Now remember, these are not the standards from Common Core. How will I grade the actual product? What are my standards for grading them? It's actually these. Okay, clear explanations. That's why there's the explanation, clear explanation. Accurate. So the 4 samples should be accurate, and these are the algebraic problems that they would include. Well argued. Well argued. I wanted to put creative there, or creativity, but I wanted it just to be 3 criteria or 3 standards, so that it's easier to grade, and the creativity I can give that as extra credit or extra points for this particular performance task. So, and that's what we have for the performance task. Now down here, introduce the performance task using the introductory video. Now, that was one of the plans, to have an introductory video as a sort of a hook for the student so that they could watch it. Still blank because I still don't know yet the link or the URL. Now, this is front-loading the work that we would be doing in the January meeting. We're going to break the performance task into parts. Okay, and I'm going to put the rubrics on a separate document because this document is going to be long with so many details. So I'm going to call that scoring guide. We're going to decide if we're going to continue doing this in the in the January cohort meeting. So in here, I'd say vocabulary list. That's the first part. Now, this is similar to what Dan Meyer and all the others who did performance tasks. They did Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Although theirs is more of a classroom style environment. This is more of an independent study environment. So the first part is they're going to have a vocabulary list of the stock market terms. And it has to be explained in their own words. At least 4 samples, that's part 2 of the algebraic problems, and screenshots of the account summary page. Now, how to use the actual website in order to make trades, that's going to be part of the introductory video. And then list of daily trading decisions, including explanations of why they were made. So this is where they're going to have well-argued explanations on why they bought and sold that particular stock. This one you already saw. These are the different dispositions on how you can personalize learning to accommodate the different learning styles. I'm just going to scroll down slowly. And I think I already gave hard copies of these to everybody. If not, let me know and I'm gonna make more copies. And here, other evidence. So in the other evidence, notice I only made 50% the performance tasks. Where's the other 50? I'm gonna ask them to make a math journal, and that's 25% of the grade. And here are the different parts. Provide written responses to the 11 essential questions. They're going to submit the first draft in their first weekly appointment. And as a teacher, I'm going to give suggestions for revisions so that it becomes formative assessment. And the final draft will be submitted in the second weekly appointment. So it's going to be in like a very thin notebook. And this notebook I'm planning to become a journal throughout the course from modules 1 to 10 or whatever, how many modules they're going to need. On the left-hand side, this will address all the understandings and the essential questions. And here, criteria, that will be essential understandings in the student's own words. So it has to be in their own words how they understood or made answers to their questions, to the essential questions, as they go through the module. Okay, I'm going to scroll down to show you the second one. It's going to be a module quiz, not a test because it's only 10 problems. So this will be administered during the first weekly appointment. So after this, all they need to worry about would be the performance task for the second weekly appointment. So it's not more than 10 problems covering the following lessons. So these are the different lessons. And I suggested 2 problems for some lessons because I feel that these are the more important lessons in that particular module. Okay? On the left-hand side, first column, all knowledge and skill targets will be covered in this quiz. And on this part is sufficient independent understanding of linear equations. This is just a rundown of the different lessons. It's good to note that you say sufficient independent understanding because they're going to do these on their own. The quiz, that is. Okay? So that's all of stage 2. And you can put some more components to it, not just 3. Here it's 3. Performance task, and for the other evidence, it would be the quiz and the journal. You could add more if you need to, but try to remember that our setting is independent study. And the amount of time that the student meets with the teacher per appointment is roughly about 30 minutes. So keep that into consideration, okay, as you do the different elements of stage 2. And now I'm going to go back to the beginning part, which is I treat this as the summary. So after doing the different tasks and other evidences, this is what the summary will look like. And if you choose to do this in the beginning, you could do that. But the way I did it is I did all the components first and then did this summary. So the first one is their ability to apply number and quantity skills knowledge in using units and defining appropriate quantities to understand and model stock data. So they should know number and quantity skills to make sense or understand model stock market data. Second one, their ability to apply algebraic skills and knowledge in creating, solving, interpreting linear equations to represent a quantity in order to understand stock market data. So as they encounter several problems in interpreting stock market data, they should be able to use the concepts of linear equations in algebra to make sense, again, of the stock market data. And finally, show ability to interpret constantly changing stock market data in order to make smart trading decisions in a simulated stock environment. So this mostly is the transfer that I want to see. And this one is correlated closely to the transfer goal. Okay? Because it's going to be in a simulated environment wherein the student is independent and on their own. If they need help, it will just be minimal coming from me or from a tutor. But this is what I want them to do in that performance task. So notice it's 50 for the performance task. I'm going to scroll down. 25 for the math journal. 25 for the module quiz. You don't necessarily have to follow this model. You can break down the grading of your stage 2 depending on what you decide or what your group decides. But if you want to follow this model, go ahead and you can use this. And if you have any more questions, please let me know. By the way, I still don't have the quiz because I'm waiting to get more references or instructor supplements. Because if we have those instructor supplements, it would be easy to create this particular Module 1 quiz. So that will come in handy when we start looking at the reference textbooks and materials from the different publishers. Okay, I hope you have a great day, and again, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.